What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode, I believe it's either 28 or 29. I'm starting to forget. We're getting close to that 30 mark. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that I've made already over 20 of these. And yeah, it's a little insane that I have that. Anyways, so today what I wanted to talk about is embarrassment. The reason why I wanted to talk about it is because I embarrass myself on the daily. I embarrass myself a lot, and I've embarrassed myself a lot of times in my life. All unintentional, but it's happened. And I wanted to talk about it because I feel like, there's a few people who could be watching who experience the same sort of thing, and maybe they struggle to deal with it. So I guess this message is, out to you guys. But how I handle embarrassment is a few things, I would say. One, by laughing it off. I feel like becoming very comfortable in your skin almost, and just with yourself, definitely helps a lot. Because at the end, when you start to become completely comfortable with yourself, you do generally stop caring about what, other people think. And, I mean, we could go back to even a few times that I've embarrassed myself, and, I could look back on how I handled it. Like, one time, during sophomore year, I believe, it was it could have been junior year, one of the 2 years, sophomore or junior. And we did this bet during gym, right? It was dance class, and we had ballroom dancing. Now, one guy, it was, someone had to partner up. One person had to be the guy, one person had to be the girl. We both wanted to be the guy. Me and my friend did not want to be the girl. So we did a bet. The bet was rock, paper, scissors. it was none too crazy. But to spice it up a bit, the loser had to wear a dress the next day during gym if you're playing as the girl. And long story short, I lost the bet. And originally I was not gonna go through with the bet, because that's crazy, having to wear a dress to school, or to gym, I mean. Until I ended up getting, and my teacher was an asshole for this, but in science class, most of my gym classes was in it. And they overheard the bet, because me and my friend were arguing. Like, I was like, yo, no, I'm not doing this bet. I'm not wearing a dress next unit. And he's like, yeah, you are. And then everyone in the class damn near peer pressured me to go through with the bet. And then even my teacher was like, nah, you gotta go through with the bet. I was like, yo, you're not helping right now. But I ended up, following through. We had one of the girls in our friend group. She brought in a dress that was like, just fit me. It was so tight. It did not. But I wish I had a picture. I don't, unfortunately. But I had to wear a dress to gym and play as the girl in our ballroom dancing. And bro, that was definitely top 5 most embarrassing moments I think I ever experienced. But I laughed it off the entire time. I just fully embraced it. Like, yep, lost the bet. I'm a man of my word. You know what I mean? So I embraced it. I laughed it off, you know. It was super embarrassing, don't get me wrong, but that's how I handled that, and it helped a lot. Now I can look back and laugh. Like, you know, it was funny. And I didn't really get too, like, weird about it. I feel like I think you just be yourself, you know what I mean? That was one time. I mean, I've embarrassed myself. I've been one party, I got super high and super drunk. Well, not super drunk, it was more of got really high, but then continued drinking, and then I got the spins and made myself look like a complete fool out of myself. Complete fool. It was bad. I was fucking slamming into the walls. I was constantly, I was getting annoying because I was going around saying, you know, am I locked in? And now at the time, because I was, you know, fucked up, I didn't really think much of it. But then when I found out next day what I kept doing, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did not feel so happy with myself. It was a very embarrassing moment, but you know, at the same time, that's not me. So I looked at it as, you know, if you're really gonna judge someone, judge how someone is because, you know, they act like a fool when they're drunk or high. I feel like it's a little shallow, in my opinion. And I know that's not me. And just, you know, I had one night where I had too much to drink. It happens to the best of us. So, because at the end of the day, you got to look at it as, you know, and it's going to lead into a little more of a darker aspect, but hear me out. Let's say you do have a very embarrassing moment like that. Not even like that, maybe something completely, maybe worse. Regardless, let's say you had a super embarrassing moment. At that time, it's going to feel like it's the end of the world. 100%. And in a super embarrassing moment like that, it's going to feel like, damn, no one likes me, no one is going to, you know, it's going to feel like that. But look at it like this, and I even look at it, you know, who my quote friends at the time were. But at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. People will move on. People genuinely care about their own lives 10 times more than yours. And let's say those people who you embarrass yourself in front of, they're either going to end up, if they're randoms, they're going to forget. Or if they're friends, and this is going to be the hard truth, and something that I'm learning now, your friends are most likely not going to be your friends for a long time. Unless, like, because I'm lucky to have a few, the people who I play with online that I still, you know, have hanged out with since I was young. But I'm talking about my high school friends. They don't, I barely see them, barely hang out with them, barely talk to them. I mean, they don't text me either. So whatever embarrassing thing I did at the time is more irrelevant now because they're not really in my life that much anymore, you know? So at the end of the day, let's say you're watching this, you're a teenager in high school, right? You did something really stupid. At the end of the day, you're gonna graduate high school. 99.5% of the people that you hang out with at that high school, you're never gonna see again. Just to be honest, you really aren't. So why let that moment affect you? You know what I mean? Why let that one embarrassing moment take over your entire few days or life? You know what I mean? It's not that serious. So you can also look at it like that. You can laugh it off. You can look at it as these people are going to be pretty irrelevant in my life in a few months or in a year or days or anything like that, who cares? At the end of the day, you embarrass yourself. You pick up your straps by your boots, whatever the saying is, and you just keep on going. Or you're just become so comfortable in your own skin that, you know, it generally just doesn't bother you. Now, I embarrass myself all the time. Play Rainbow, I make some shitty plays, and they're pretty embarrassing. Or I play video games, or I say something stupid. It happens. Honestly, it's gotten to the point I'm so comfortable with myself that I generally just don't care. what you know, it doesn't bother me. I don't really get bothered by insults, generally. I really don't. It doesn't really affect me that much, because I know myself, right? At the end of the day, no one is going to know themselves as much as you. So you can't let someone bother you, you know what I mean? That's what I think. That is how I've handled embarrassing moments in my life. And I'm sure I'm going to have many more to come in the future. I'll probably handle them the same way, or I'll find new ways to handle it. That's the beauty with life. You just keep on growing as a person. You keep on evolving, going through different arcs, which that is something I do want to talk about in a different car talk. Going through different arcs in your life, and it's cool how you can look back. We'll talk about it another time. But I hope you guys enjoyed my opinion on something. Always feel free to leave a comment. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.